Punk Revolution now. Should I keep the hat on the entire review? I don't think so. Let's take it off. That was just for a little fun. So, Jpegmafia. We're reviewing Jpegmafia's newest album, LP. Jpegmafia, since I've been following him, he has gradually gone from one of the most interesting artists, one of the most exciting artists in the genre of experimental hip-hop, to now I'd say he's really one of the most interesting and exciting artists in general around you can find. I mean, especially in 2019 with his album All My Heroes Are Cornballs. In his album 2018, Veteran was already just a really solid glitch hop album, but with his 2019 album, he kind of just solidified himself as like, yeah, he's a freaking genius. He's mixing and mastering and producing and rapping all the stuff himself, and it's just such an innovative and exciting kind of form of hip-hop. I actually recently interviewed Censored Dialogue and also a few weeks earlier Osquin, two very exciting experimental artists around today, and both of them cited Jpegmafia as a major influence on them. So safe to say Jpegmafia is for real a BFD. Big freaking deal. So let's see what's going on. He's released a few EPs. EP exclamation point. He's in his exclamation point era. EP exclamation point. EP2 exclamation point. And now we've got LP exclamation point. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the album cover. Okay. All right, I'll take it off. So we got Jpegmafia here. Look at him. He looks kind of cute this time. He's standing in front. Put my mushroom hat on and everything goes to hell. It looks like he's standing in front of a liquor store. It looks like a pretty dark kind of photo at night. It does kind of, the camera angle's still fudged up. It looks like it's kind of a dark at night, and I mean, this is sort of a thing we've kind of come to expect from Jpegmafia at this point with All My Heroes Are Cornballs. It's just like a film photo of him in this interesting kind of outfit, and then with Veteran, it's just like a film photo of him sitting on the staircase, and now we've got a film photo of him standing in front of a liquor store at night. I will say this is a darker photo than the other album covers, and it's, you know, liquor is a, well, you know, you take a sip of that stuff and you go nuts. So we can say that this is a bit of a darker album cover, both in terms of like the fact that it's nighttime, and then of course liquor has a little bit of darkness. It's a little bit of a poisonous potion. The fact that it's a darker, kind of edgier photo with liquor in it, the music is going to be a little darker and heavier too than some of Jpegmafia's previous stuff. I will say musically we're going to hear a lot of continuation in the sort of style he was exploring in All My Heroes Are Cornballs, but it is going to be darker, it's going to be heavier, it's going to be longer, it's going to be denser, and it's going to be more abstract, so frickin' buckle up. If you want some ABCs, sing along with me, verse, chorus, verse type of songs, you're really not going to be able to find that here. Like, All My Heroes Are Cornballs, that was already getting real glitchy and real abstract and kind of disjointed, not so sure when one song starts and when another song ends and all that shit. But at least in All My Heroes Are Cornballs, like, the production was like silky smooth, really beautiful, even some singing from Jpegmafia, a little bit of like R&B influence. In LP exclamation point, he's still gonna be doing the disjointed, glitchy stuff, but it's gonna get even more disjointed. Songs here that are like a minute and a half, and then boom, it goes to another song and you don't even know what the hell is going on. You might hear a freaking phone ring and you're gonna check your phone and it's not gonna be an actual phone call. You think by the third or fourth time you listen to this album, you would know by the time you get to the point in the album where there's a phone call, you know not to check your phone because it's just the album, but it's gonna fuck with you so bad and you're gonna keep checking your goddamn phone, and you're gonna hear some weird ass conversation between probably Jpegmafia and someone else talking about who knows what there, because he's warping the words, something about a song not being on the album, you can't tell what's going on. It's like mindfuckerino. It feels like Jpegmafia like has a hole that was just like shredded into his head during the pandemic. Like the pandemic's been getting to him in a dark way, and that hole has opened up, and it's all his brain is decrepit and melted from the pandemic, and all this music is coming out, and none of it's like fully really making that much sense, but it all sounds fucking sick. Like a lot of these beats, I'm telling you, are fucking sick. I love the track end credits. That sounds like it's like literally just a minute and a half track of him like rapping over, sounds like a progressive metal song or something like that. It's like real freaking like badass, and like you're trying to wrap your head around like, okay, what is this sample here, and then boom, a minute and a half later the song ends, and then we move right into Hazard Duty Pay, which is like one of the hardest hitting songs in the fucking album. Like we got this beautiful soul sample that's repeated through the song, but then the production and the rapping combination, it's kind of hard to make out exactly what's going on, but you just feel that fucking, it's pumping in your freaking face. And if you need any more proof that this album is just scattered all over the freaking place, Hazard Duty Pay, which is, in my opinion, one of the best songs on the album, it's not even on Spotify. It's probably not on a bunch of other streaming services, because a bunch of these songs, you gotta go on Bandcamp to listen to, probably because the samples weren't cleared. He's not allowed to put it on Spotify and other streaming services. So if you, musically, it's just scattered all over the place, and then literally in terms of how the music is distributed, it's kind of scattered too. So I recommend you listen to it on Bandcamp, because even though it's great on Spotify, you like a lot of the songs that are missing on Spotify, you want to hear them because they're fucking badass, including Hazard Duty Pay, which is actually one of the songs I would say is like the most like structured as like an actual song. Like if you want to have like a real song to pick from this album and show someone like, look, it's a real song, this might be one of them, but you can't even freaking find it on Spotify. And even though it's still a song, even then it's still like it's like I don't even know what the fuck is going on when I'm listening to this song. It just sounds fucking good. Given how chopped up and scattered this album is, with so many songs that are only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long, and then boom, it goes into something else, boom, 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 boom. It kind of reminds me a lot of like a Plunder Phonics kind of album, like, you know, with J Dilla Donuts. You're just getting like a lot of like little snippets of like some really freaking badass little cool fun beat, and then you're moving on to the next thing. A lot of this album does feel like a really instrumental hip-hop inspired, like Jpegmafia just really showing off his chops and being able to make some freaking hard-hitting, really abstract beats. Like I'm really into the song Nice right now, which has this sort of like, it has like this chant that sounds like some freaking dude just beating the shit out of someone. It's got this kind of aggressive energy, and then that goes into BMT, which is also another kind of badass, kind of, you know, aggressive hardcore hip hop song. This album is so abstract and so disjointed, even more so than All My Heroes Are Cornballs. It does become kind of hard to really grasp like each individual song and like fully digest it, which does give it a lot of replayability, but it also does kind of create a problem where sometimes, you know, if you're not in the right mindset and you're listening to it, it can kind of just all like pass through you, like you're not really grasping anything. And that's, you know, sometimes an issue with it getting a little bit more abstract. And I think Jpegmafia, fortunately, he's just such an amazing producer. All these songs are so freaking dense that if you can really appreciate that denseness and appreciate the complexity, and you're someone who kind of likes to listen to the details, this album is fucking awesome. It's gonna be, you know, you're gonna love it. But if you're someone, and I say most people are gonna fall into this category, if you're someone who prefers like actual songs you can sit down to, like even All My Heroes Are Cornballs, even though that album is like disjointed and crazy, you can still like, there's definitely some melodies you can kind of sing along to or whatever. LP, it's just, it doesn't have that. It's like, take All My Heroes Are Cornballs, the same glitchy, abstract nutsiness, make it harder, make it longer, make it more dense, make it more abstract, which is fucking so exciting, because I love Jpegmafia being able to kind of just demonstrate more sides of his creativity and just let all this genius flow out of him. But I do think it doesn't make an interesting and replayable album as All My Heroes Are Cornballs. I mean, it's still like full of a lot of impressive shit going on. So I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I was kind of like, where do I go? Do I go up to a 9 with it? Oh, maybe it's like a 7 because it's too scattered, boom, boom, boom. I was like, kind of like, it's kind of hard to process this album. But after, you know, I've listened to it so much now because I do find it really fun. I'm like, you know what? I enjoy it. I'm giving it an 8. I don't give a shiz if it's a little disjointed and not the most cohesive and digestible. I still enjoy it. So I'm giving it an 8. Check it out. Recommend you listen to it on Bandcamp, because that's where all the songs actually are. I mean, how do you make these songs? How do you make these songs? His Ableton or whatever program he uses just must look like a freaking diarrhea. It's so nuts. So thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe. It helps more people find my videos. I really appreciate when you do that. And thank you for watching, and Punk Revolution now.